traditional Samoan drums and horn. The blowing of the horn indicates a warning of danger for Tua's opponent. And the traditional Samoan drums, a form of communication among Samoan people used in times of peace and war. Tonight, they signify the war that is to come. And here is the warrior. #1 ranked David Tua. He of the lethal left hook and growing popularity. Exceptional power combined with a good chin. It took 3 left hands to send Obed Sullivan crumbling to the canvas a mere 49 days ago in the first. He feels he's ready for Lennox Lewis now. It could happen in November. But most feel that he is a bona fide, legit contender for the heavyweight throne. And I know Bobby Tua says he prepares the same way for every opponent. But do you find it at all a bit curious? I don't know, Tony Page raised the issue with the Tua earlier. But here in his final tune-up before a mandatory with a big guy like Lennox Lewis, that Tua is fighting someone close to his own size.
You know what? Last fight he had, a guy 6'3", 6'3.5" with a good jab, Obed Sullivan. Fight didn't go a minute. I don't think it's real relevant. When it's time to train for Lennox Lewis, he will have the big sparring partners, the men with the long reach and the tall height. Right now what he's doing, he's staying what I call in the zone. Staying focused, staying sharp, being active, being productive. I don't think this particular fight's going to matter one bit.
All right. Let's size him up as we check out the tail of the tape. Tua 4 years younger, big contrast in height from the first fight. Tua and Daniels even at 5'10". Daniels with the 4 inches in reach. At Wednesday's weigh-in, Tua down almost 10 pounds from his career high last fight. Still outweighed Daniels by about 24 pounds. And the key rules for these marginal titles: no standing 8, no 3 knockdown. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. If an accidental headbutt occurs before the end of the 4th, it's a no contest. After the end of the 4th, we go to the cards. So here at the Grand Ballroom at the Regent in Las Vegas, getting set for our main event, David Tua versus Robert Daniels. The official introductions from our ring announcer, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the beautiful Regent Las Vegas for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by America Presents and Showtime Championship Boxing, along with Budweiser, the undisputed king of beers. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the International Boxing Federation, the President Hiawatha Knight, Supervisor Dr. Jack Battaglia, along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Dr. Elias Ghanem, commissioners Amy Ayub, Glenn Carano, Lorenzo Fertitta, and Dr. Luther Mack, with the executive director Mark Ratner. Introducing to you our 3 judges, all from Las Vegas, Nevada: Carol Castellano, Dwayne Ford, and Bill Graham. And the referee in charge of this bout, he'll be giving instructions after the introductions, Joe Cortez. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Intercontinental and USBA Heavyweight Championships. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the Regent Las Vegas, it's showtime! Introducing to you first, ladies and gentlemen, the challenger on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing purple trunks with yellow trim, hailing from Miami, Florida. He weighed in at 219 pounds. With a record of 39 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, and 1 no contest, he has 32 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former WBA Cruiserweight champ, champion of the world, introducing Robert Preacher Man Daniels. And his opponent across the ring is the defending champion on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with white trim, fighting out of it, representing South Auckland, New Zealand. He weighed in at 243 1/2 pounds. His record stands at 36 wins, 1 loss, with 31 big wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked the #1 heavyweight contender in the world by both the IBF and the WBC. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the hard-hitting IBF Intercontinental and USBA heavyweight champion. He is known as the Tua Man, introducing David Tua. And once again, a referee in charge, Joe Cortez, now to give instructions. 12 rounds of championship boxing schedule.
All right, gentlemen, this fight is for the Intercontinental IBF heavyweight title and the USBA championship. I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all time. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm, understand? Touch them up.
Well, we'll see if the Samoan comes out throwing like he usually does. 14 first-round KOs. While the opposition might be questionable, Tua calls this the most important fight of his career. It's the last assignment before the fight for the world titles with Lennox Lewis. Daniels, not overly fast, can be lazy, can be outquit, which could be a major problem versus a guy like Tua. With Tua, all it takes sometimes is one punch. But just for the record, Daniels never down.
I talked to Robert Daniels briefly last night. He said, listen, I know I can't punch with this guy. I got to make him miss, and I got to counter, and I got to move, and I got to make him miss, get him tired, take him into later rounds. But I just don't know that he has anything to keep Tua off him. Those punches, if you're going to absorb them all day, they're going to be painful.
Tua goes right at him, going upstairs and to the body. Look at the power behind these punches, and Daniels is down, seconds in.
4, 5, 6.
See, if you watch there, Daniels never offered up one piece of offense. Didn't fire an uppercut, didn't fire up, didn't give Tua anything to worry about. Coming back.
Around the 38-second mark of the first round, Daniels
Get him out.
took a knee.
All right, bring him up.
Tua comes out like he always comes out, swarming.
Daniels needs to use more foot movement and step around, jab, and fire. He can't just stand with his back on the ropes. Tua will maul him.
He said he's got to move to his left, use the jab angles, don't get caught on the ropes, but a rugged start for Daniels. Look at those tree stumps for legs for David Tua. Tua again, wailing away with uppercuts, the forgotten punch. Going to the body.
Daniels isn't making him worry. Tua can just punch when he wants to punch, not punch when he doesn't feel like it. Daniels not making him pay for anything.
Daniels, a human punching bag, not showing any movement, standing right in front of Tua and getting bashed.
Keep up, my man.
We approach the final minute of round one. Can Daniels make it out of the first round?
Come on, keep the punches up, man.
Almost everything Tua throws, landing with authority. There's that left uppercut that gets through the defense. A little left hook there by Daniels finally.
Tua almost looks like he's taking his time now and just having a gym workout. Daniels isn't making him pay for anything. He needs to put some power behind a couple of shots and see not only what does Tua have in his chin, although I'm pretty sure he's got the stuff. When I saw him in Ike Ibeabuchi, not only was I impressed with the way Ike Ibeabuchi looked, but it was because of that fight, I know how good Tua is, that I know just how good Ibeabuchi is.
Hold, top. Come on, keep them up, man. Keep them up. Keep them up.
A little cautioning from Joe Cortez to David Tua to keep the punches up. As we head for the bell, Daniels survives the opening round, but he did go down early.
How you feel? How you feel, baby? All right, listen. I don't like you put it in the rope. You need to move. I'm working hard in your body. What you waiting? What you waiting for? With this guy? Working hard in your body. I'm going for the middle. Come on, my man. Thank you. Come in.
Very powerful. David Tua goes right to Daniels, who puts his back to the ropes and doesn't really offer up any offense to make Tua worry about it. And Tua just starts working. Right hands around, left uppercuts, and he catches one good body shot right here.
Hey, my
and
man, how you
Tua
doing here?
puts him on
All
the
right.
camera.
Pretty safe to say Mr. Daniels has never felt this kind of wrath or power before.
Come in.
And Daniels looked right to his corner. I watched him. His eyes looked okay. He nodded. He was clear. So he has a world of fight in front of him.
Cuban Carlos Bernie in the corner of Daniels, exhorting him on, but might be futile. Round 2. It's scheduled for 12. Daniels down 38 seconds of the first round. Off of a barrage. Right to it. This is like a workout for Tua.
No, and again, Daniels, I know I'm saying it over and over, but Daniels isn't stuffing anything hard. He isn't making him pay. He's got to stuff that jab and fire right hand. See if he can hurt Tua.
Tua just out-strengthening, overpowering Daniels.
Now, watch your head to the side, guys. Watch your heads. Keep the punches up.
Well, at least we got out of the first round of a fight.
There, Daniels threw an overhand right with a little mustard on it. He needs to do more of that. Take a shot. Put himself in a position to get some damage done of his own.
So his manager, Kevin Barry, said they're pretty close to a signed deal with Lennox Lewis. They'll work out the final details starting August 1st. Oh, big right uppercut to the jaw by Tua. Another one.
Tua hurt him with that right uppercut.
Daniels down once again for the second time in 2 rounds.
4, 5,
Gets up quickly.
6.
You see in his eyes, they glazed over a little bit. That right uppercut really caught him well.
Cortez asking Daniels how you feeling, and just a quick nod of approval by Daniels, but he can't be feeling too good.
And Tua not showing that he's in any hurry, taking his time, waiting in behind a light jab, not really pressing the issue.
Yeah, this is a lot more patient than we've seen him.
It's a lot more patient than I'd be, I tell you right now.
Again, those spiraling right uppercuts are getting into the chin of Daniels. He said he was working on those uppercuts in training.
There, Daniels did come off the ropes with a nice left hook, didn't land, but he needs to do more of that.
Tua fought 65 rounds in the last 5 weeks in preparation. Tua with a big support group from his native Samoa. Pounding shots to the head by Tua with the left hand.
Double left uppercut by Tua, very powerful. You can watch him bend his knees and dig and turn him with that 240-plus pounds.
Daniels trying to answer back, but again to no avail. Tua just smiles at him. Final seconds of the second round. Daniels has been down twice in the first 2.
Mr. Water. Let's go with a barrage of punches on this guy now, okay? Not just one. You can't just give me one shot to him. Now look, you're hurting him with the uppercut now. What happened to my double on this side?
You're hitting too much on the head now. Watch it again.
Look, what happened to my double? Boom, the body first and then the uppercut. Then finish off with the hook in the right hand. Body.
Tua working him on the ropes. There's a nice left uppercut. He stuffs in there, and there's the right uppercut. That caught Daniels. That hurt him, and he gets hit with another one. There's the second one. That one really, you can see, it stood him up and really took his legs out from under him. And I saw in his eyes, because he's not far from us, Steve, he was hurt.
Former fighter Ronnie Shields in the face of David Tua. Last time he went more than 2 rounds, December of '98 against Hasim Rahman. TKO round 10 in Miami. Tua's last 3 fights were 1, 2, and 1 round.
You know, it almost seems that as when Tua turns it on, he hurts Daniels, gets him in trouble. Then he turns it back off, almost as if he wants a little more work or take his time. That I don't particularly understand. Ronnie Shields in the corner said, listen, I don't need one punch at a time. Work them up, work the uppercut, double, triple, and land the last one. You can load up with the last one, or throw 2 or 3.
Muscular, strong David Tua pulls it on. Daniels down for a 3rd time in 3 rounds.
Big left uppercut. He hurt Daniels. Daniels turned, and he was leaving himself extremely wide open to get really hurt.
He doesn't want to continue, and Joe Cortez has stopped it here in the early going of round 3. Tua wins again. And Power, the Samoan drummer.
Back to Steve. Power just too big.
Well, 25 of his 32 knockouts now in 3 rounds or less for David Tua. They keep lining him up, and Tua keeps knocking him down. His latest casualty, Robert Daniels, went down 3 times inside 3 rounds. Not exactly what you could label as stiff competition, with Daniels coming in off a long stretch of inactivity. His previous fight, a defeat, clearly not in the same class strength-wise as David Tua. Not many are. As Tua drums up another victory. Continues to make it abundantly clear Lennox Lewis is in his direct sights. David Tua goes to 37-1 with 32 KOs, makes it 10-0 with 9 knockouts since his only defeat to Ika Beabuchi in 1997. And he maintains his #1 ranking, and for what it's worth, remains the IBF Intercontinental and USBA heavyweight champion.
Tua gets that left uppercut inside. You watch him, he bends there. He throws his punches so powerfully. He bends and digs up. Hurts Daniels with a double left uppercut. And Daniels turns here, and really, he could have gotten hurt pretty bad. He didn't quite get to the knee, and Tua was getting ready to wind up, and you saw the referee say, you know what, get out of here.
And you could see Daniels had had enough.
There, you see the bend? He bends, he gets that leverage, and he drives with all 240 pounds up. Terrific puncher. And very accurate.
Daniels falls to 39-5-1 with 1 no contest and 2 straight defeats. Let's get the official word from our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 47 seconds in round number 3. Our referee in charge, Joe Cortez, reaches the count of 10. He's the winner by way of knockout and still champion, the Tua man, David Tua.
The tranquil, soft-spoken, but very businesslike David Tua adds another W. A show of sportsmanship with the embrace to Robert Daniels, shaking everybody's hands. He really is a refreshing personality in the sport of boxing, don't you think?
You know, he's a nice, sincere, humble man that works hard, believes in himself, and in the ring, he is nothing short of a vicious killer.
Tremendous power exhibited by the Samoan, David Tua, as he poses for pictures now in the ring. And let's get it up to Tony Page, all set.
Thanks very much. I'm here with David Tua. You said in the fighter meetings you were going to work on some right uppercuts. You threw some great power shots. Was that the whole idea?
Yeah, well, first of all, I thank God for this great victory. All I knew it was going to come out China. A boxer is trying to stay alive. I mean, he's a veteran, a former world cruiserweight champion, and the best thing I can do is just to go out there and display why David Tua is the #1 heavyweight contender in the world.
Robert Daniels told us in the fighter meetings he was not going to stay against the ropes, but you kind of tracked him down and left him there, and you had him all to yourself.
Well, that was the game plan. I mean, regardless of whatever he was trying to bring to the table, I was well prepared in the gym. I mean, I had guys staying on the ropes. I had guys running for me. And it was only a matter of time. I mean, tonight I came out and display. And it's only a matter of time. Lennox, Let's get it on. Let's get it on, baby. There's no excuses now.
Before we get to that, let's take a look at what happened tonight in the fight. You had him against the ropes. Here's the first knockdown. Here you are. You're pounding away. He's against the ropes. Can't get away. You got him right there.
Well, I knew that, you know, I've watched the tape. I mean, one round of one of his fight when he fought Kleber, and when Kleber had him on the back foot, you know, he just went defensive. So the best thing for me to do is to keep throwing that overhand right and come under with the left side uppercut or the right uppercut.
Here's your second knockdown. That uppercut, that's what you talked about.
It's right there. It's right there. I mean, you can't miss it. I mean, he had the guys on the rope, and what's the next thing that comes to him is the only thing he can do is defend himself.
Here's the final knockdown. You're still swarming all over him. You're not giving him any chance to get out of there. Nice uppercut again.
Yeah, well, what can they say? A throwing Samoan. Yeah, baby.
Is there any heavyweight in the world that can stand up to your power?
Bring it. All I gotta say is bring it. Whoever, bring it. You know, you might get tricky, you might get cute for the first couple of rounds, but once the two men catch up, it's lights out.
Do you think Lennox Lewis is going to fight you? You got all the preliminaries out of the way now. Do you think he wants to two-a-man?
Man, he took care of his business. He looked great, and I took care of mine. And come November, there'll be no excuses whatsoever. Any network will stop me from fighting Lennox Lewis and fulfilling my dream. Come November, the only thing that you hit at the end of the fight, no. Right here, baby.
Now, I know Lennox Lewis is listening. You got something to say to him in Samoan.
Lennox, now,
brother, my Samoan's a tad rusty, so what you say?
I love you, man.
Let's send it down the ringside. And Steve Albert, I love you too.
All right, thank you very much, Tony Page. We'll check the online scoring results from the main event. And was there really any doubt? David Tua ahead 3-0 over Robert Daniels. Absolutely no match for David Tua. The only question was how long this particular fight would go.